Hey guys, it's me here. It's Billy here on Billy's RC, and in today's video I'm going to be reviewing, I'll be finally reviewing the Losi 8E Ready to Run buggy. So, to start off, in this video I'm going to be talking about all of the stock things. I will not be talking about any of the upgrade parts. I will mention the upgrade parts, but just know I will be talking about mostly the stock setup on this thing and what you get and how it performs. And later towards the end of the video, or in between, whenever I talk about something that's like limited or something, or if what you can do to fix that, I will mention an upgrade if just in case if you guys wanted, but kind of stumble on my words. But anyway. Getting into this is a 1/8 scale electric ready to run racing buggy from Losi, obviously. Costs $500, which, to be completely honest, is a little bit ridiculous for what you get. I mean, to be completely honest, I think it is a little bit ridiculous what you do get and how adjustable everything is for that kind of money. $500. I mean, and I will get into why I think that. So, out of the box, let's talk about, first of all, let's just talk about the stock tires. So this is a stock wheel right here, and I'm surprised it actually is in this kind of condition. So it kind of smells like gasoline in here for some reason, but yeah. So this is a stock wheel. Stock tires have a big tread on them, which is good, I guess, for racing. It's kind of a race-inspired, kind of all-around use kind of tread. But the rubber compound, I'd say for people who are looking to race, this rubber compound is terrible. But for people who just want to bash or just practice on a track, these are just fine, to be completely honest with you. Tires, whether they have good traction or not, they're just tires and they're built for something. So that's that. I will be talking about the current setup of it later down the video, but anyway, stock suspension setup, it was pretty lazy. Well, I think it was completely fine, but I think the only thing that really holds it back, well, actually there's a couple things that hold it back. For one thing, it's the oil that's in these shocks. So these actually have thicker oil inside now, but before, these things would bottom out literally everywhere. Remember, the first day I put this thing on the track, it was just bottoming out like everywhere. It was slapping the chassis, just wasn't good, and just sounded like it was like just a lot of sound. But that's kind of due to the shocks being really thin. And if you do want to fix that, if you want to fix the thinness, you can go with the TLR shocks. Are a little bit expensive, but if you want to go a little bit cheaper, just put in some 90 weight oil on all 4 shocks. This is a stock. Oh my gosh, yeah. This surface is a little bit uneven, so some of the stuff will roll. But anyway, put 90 weight in all of the shocks again. This is a stock front. Spring rate is good. It's all right. It's okay for the front. And this is a stock rear. You guys can see they kind of use a 2.0 rear green spring. But anyway, suspension setup, it's okay. It's a bit under-dampened, I'd say, for racing, obviously, because this is a racing buggy. Stock setup, or really I should say stock electronics inside. I'm just going to be putting this up just so you guys can see what really I'm talking about. So the stock setup, for anyone who's looking to race with this thing, the stock electronics, this is actually the stock speed controller. It actually still works, but I burnt out 2 of the motors. I don't even have one of the original ones because I actually threw them away. But they're 20, I'm actually going to talk about the speed controller first. It's a 130 amp. Okay, I actually remember these things used to be 120 amp, but anyway, there's 130 amp brushless ESC, and that's pretty much it. They can handle only up to 4S, and for someone like me, that's really bad. If they can only handle 4S, that means you're pushing the thing to the limit. Like, shit, man. What the? Hang on, guys. I don't really know what that was. I don't even know if the camera picked it up. But I'm sorry I kind of paused there, but there was some really some weird fucking shit out there. Sounds actually pretty scary what's going on out there, but Jesus. Coming back to the stock speed controller, it handles up to 4S, and the reason why that's bad for me is because you're pushing it really to the limits, and that's why I have a Mamba Monster X in here. This thing can do up to 6S, so that way when I'm running it, I'm not pushing it to the limit. I can go as hard as I want on the throttle throughout like a 20-minute, 10-minute race. So yeah. For bashers though, I'd say that this speed controller is just fine. I recommend running on 3S with this thing, even though it can go up to 4S. Don't go so hard on the throttle, to be completely honest. It's not really worth, you know. But if you don't want your stock electronics burning out, what you can do is you can put a smaller pinion. It comes out of the box stock 16.2. That's really high. Well, I say it's really high, but some people might say that's low. But it really depends on where you live. Like, I live in Texas, and when I got this thing, it was super fucking hot outside. And I ran this thing on 4S and racing with the 16.2 pinion, and I burnt out 2 motors. And I knew sooner or later that I couldn't just buy a better motor. I had to buy a better ESC, because this thing was about to die out too, actually. It's about to die out. Still works fine. It's just that the fan burnt out. And I knew that was a sign that I really needed to get a better ESC, so I went for the Castle. Just went for my first Castle stuff. So anyway, stock servo. I don't actually have one of them around, but the stock servo. It's an S605 Spectrum 605 steering servo, and to be completely honest, you know, they're pretty weak. They don't have great torque. And they just are really slow, and they strip out. They're really bad. Their quality control really isn't there with the 605 servos. But I do have one in my crawler, which I'm not really gonna show because it's not really about that. But anyway, you can swap it out for a better servo. So like this servo in here, this is a Servos SC1258TG. It's better everything, because with the stock servos, they really, like, out of the box, that's like one of the best things you can do right out of the box is change the servo. So yeah, pretty much all the stock electronics except for the receiver are good. So, or fine, really. So this is the stock radio that it comes with. I'm no longer running this radio. This is a Spectrum DX2E. Very limited on features. You have, I mean, it's fine. It really is fine, to be completely honest. It's not horrible. It's got steering trim, throttle trim, and steering wheel rate with a bind, and with 2 reverse switches, so channel reversing switches. But anyway, it's an alright radio, works, you know. So let's talk a little bit about who this thing is, what this thing is aimed at. So really, it's aimed at racers, to be completely honest. But it's also kind of marketed towards bashers, because it really doesn't have the high-end electronics, or really good electronics, I should say. Oh my gosh, I'm kind of running out of just kind of. I really didn't script this thing out, but anyway. If you're a basher, the stock setup is completely fine. Just leave it as it is and go out and have fun. But if you're a racer, you're better off going with the kit. But if you kind of want to do a budget thing like I did and just kind of want to get into it, the stock setup on this thing is great. I really just enjoyed the whole thing overall. Again, these are everything. Like, I'm actually going to go over all the Team Losi racing upgrades that I've made to it. These turnbuckles all the way around are Team Losi Racing. Shock towers are Team Losi Racing. Shocks are Team Losi Racing. You know, front and rear shocks are Team Losi Racing. And yeah, that's pretty much all the Team Losi Racing upgrades I have on this thing. So overall, would I recommend this to someone? I'm actually going to put the body back on. And sorry if you hear like that clicking sound in the background. That's just my rabbits. I'll show them at the end of the video if you guys want to see. Put that body clip on. So anyway, wrapping this up, would I recommend it to someone? I would totally. This thing is absolutely fun, even in stock form. If you want to make it raceable, it's totally raceable. We just need to figure out how to make it raceable to your track. And that's all I really got for you guys. If you have any more questions about this car, let me know in the comments and I'll answer as soon as I can. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye. Look at the rabbits. Hey, Ruby. Hey, Ruby. Hey, Sapphire. You're a good boy. Good girl.